Good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Yes, we are back in full effect. I'm waiting for my brother Isaac to join us on this one. It's going to be a short one. Yeah, short one. I've got other priorities ahead of me. But yes. Let's wait for brother Isaac, where we're going to be talking about some thoughts about Kai Havertz. Some of us just won't let it go. But it's not me, it's somebody else who's talking about Kai Havertz and Emil Smith Rowe. We've got some Mohammed Kudus update news and some other bits and pieces. Hopefully, on the other side, we're going to see Brother Isaac joining me on this window somewhere along here. See you in 2 ticks. I was trying to find the button, missed the button. But anyway, yes, thank you for joining us over here on Cannon Fodder TV. I'm hoping to be sharing this space or this time, maybe a 20-minute show with our brother Isaac. We're going to be talking about Kai Havertz, Mohammed Kudus, from Balogun, lots of bits and pieces of news here. But what you can do to help us grow is just click the like button. That's all. It says it somewhere there. Just click the like button. Don't worry about subscribing. Yeah, clicking the like button means the world to us on Cannon Fodder TV. So why not be part of the community? Also, come to the live chat. Oh, sorry, over here, just next to Edu, on top of Edu. Yeah, come in the live chat and let us know your thoughts about the game and anything related to Arsenal. So without further ado, whilst I'm waiting still for brother Isaac to join me over here, let's get into the first news segment of the day. So, first news segment. Well, Liam Brady never goes missing. Liam Brady says Arsenal now have a player who's way more reliable than Granit Xhaka. Now, I love Liam Brady. He's my legend. Speaking on the stand with Eamon Dunphy, Liam Brady has been full of praise for Rice after his performance against the Eagles, Crystal Palace, if you don't know. You should know, claiming that he's a huge, reliable player who never goes missing, stating that he's much more reliable than a Granit Xhaka, the player he has replaced in his side. Now, you know what? Let me continue reading. So he costs a lot of money, Liam Brady says, but he's a hugely reliable player. He never goes missing. Maybe he falls a bit short in running the game, but his passing the other night, was good. Over 30 to 40 yards. He was switching play. You say about him not scoring goals, but he started scoring goals towards the end of when he was at West Ham, and he nearly scored in the first match at home. I think he's only going to get better. He's only young. What I'm saying that he's hugely reliable, and much more so than Granit Xhaka, who we had in midfield last year. I think he'll be a massive asset for Erdegaard and Thomas Partey and the players alongside Brady said. So, where I've got to, again, because I love Liam Brady. What I've got to say is he's made an observation, I believe, over only the first 2 games. It's only first 2 games, isn't it? He is a massive improvement on Granit Xhaka. More mobility, again, box to box, but more defensive minded. But it's only 2 games, Liam. Only 2 games. Only 2 games. But as he says there, Declan Rice never goes missing. And do you know what it is as well? It's that he has a leadership mentality to him. That's what I will say there. The guy's willing to put his body, on the line. He'll run into, his guts comes out. Well, we don't want that. But Liam Brady just saying there, it's like this guy never goes missing. And that's what we want. Players, we're going to get to a particular player just in a moment. Players who are willing to run for the badge. Costs a lot of money. I think we paid maybe a little bit too much for Declan Rice. I was about to say Liam Brady there for a second. But Declan Rice, yeah. Again, I'm not going to doubt Liam Brady. Who am I to doubt my idol, boyhood idol in Liam Brady, who says that this guy never goes missing. He might be lacking in goals, but he'll be there man to man, a massive upgrade on Granit Xhaka. So my question to you is, do you agree with Liam Brady? Is he a massive upgrade on Granit Xhaka? Is he? Personally, I think it's a no-brainer. I think he definitely is. He definitely is. So that's the first news segment, and we're still waiting for Brother Isaac to come into this short, sharp show. The next news segment is I'm surprised about this one. Really, really surprised. Nicolas Pepe. There might be a way back for him. You're probably thinking, a way back where? A way back in Arsenal. Well, Nicolas Pepe, he shares an Instagram story of his return to Arsenal training ground amid rumours that the former record signing, forgotten man, could make a shock return for Mikel Arteta. Pepe has confirmed his return to training at Arsenal with a dressing room image sharing on his Instagram story. The winger is believed to have trained alone at London Coney after being left out of Arsenal's first team squad throughout the summer. He's been linked with a loan move to Besiktas, but it's now possible that he could be reintegrated into Mikel Arteta's side. If you didn't know, well, Pepe spent last season on loan at a League One's side at Nice, scoring 8 goals across 28 appearances across all competitions. During his time in France, a 37-cap Ivorian international spoke of how he could have been important for Arsenal in an ultimate unsuccessful battle with Man City for the league title. Now, he told France Bleu, I don't know what Arsenal want to do. I still have a lot of friends there. I could have been important for the club, but it's the manager's choice. Now, after signing for Lille for a club record £72 million in August 2019, Pepe was expected to be a key man for Unai Emery's Arsenal. Well, that's not the case, is it? Because he didn't ask for Pepe, he asked for Wilfried Zaha. He notched up 16 goals in his second season at the Emirates, but steadily fell down the pecking order as Emery's replacement Arteta began to shape his ideal squad. Now, Pepe started just 8 matches in 21/22 season, and Arsenal were more than happy to let him depart at the end of the campaign. He's just 1 year left. 1 year left on his current contract at Arsenal after Nice turned down the option to buy him permanently in the summer. And no Arsenal supporters responded positively to the news that he could be set to return to action. One tweeted, Nicolas Pepe would be a great backup to Bukayo Saka this season. Another added, unpopular opinion, Nicolas Pepe can still do a job at Arsenal. If there's one who deserves a redemption opportunity at Arsenal, that being Nicolas Pepe, just as we saw with Granit Xhaka, said one Arsenal fan. Another posted, let's be honest, Nicolas Pepe is better than Anthony. Yes, he is, and would be a suitable backup to Bukayo Saka at Arsenal. Given the chance, Arsenal are back in action this weekend against my second favourite club, Fulham. So there you have it. Kind of surprised with that one there, actually. Nicolas Pepe, there could be a way back for him. Is there a way back? Redemption. For us Christian-like religious people, redemption is a great word. Brother Isaac, good evening to you. How are you?
Good evening too, Brother Alex. Hope you're doing good.
We are fine over here. We're fine over here in Cannon Fodder lands. So, brother, just been talking about Nicolas Pepe. There might be a way back for him.
Really? I don't think Arteta believes in him. He's had him for since 2018, and I don't see him in his plans at all. I heard he rejected a move. Is it to the Besiktas?
That's correct.
And the issue was his salary. They did not agree on his salary structure, so he turned down the move. I don't think he's in Arteta's plans. So if we really wanted to redeem him, I believe he would have gone the Granit way. He did not send Granit out, but rather he trusted him and he gave him game time. He gave him opportunities. It is hard to redeem someone that you're not giving opportunities for real. He's not giving him any opportunity. I don't think he's going to revive him. And there are talks of a Kudus incoming. So, and perhaps they were waiting for Pepe to go out so that they can bring in Kudus, because at this time and point he has a huge squad, so he'll have to offload so that he can bring in other players. So other incomings might really depend on outgoings at the moment, and I from my side, I don't see Pepe in Arteta's plans.
Wow. Well, I mean, we use the word redemption, and you're right. It's more difficult when you don't the player, the said player, it hasn't played for Arsenal for over a season, whereas Granit Xhaka, he was playing for Arsenal, and it's easy to give a player who's playing for Arsenal than a player who's not. But the only thing, if we're trying to be practical, Isaac, is that he would save us a lot of money. I mean, we're going to be talking about Mohammed Kudus in a second. But I'm just thinking it for a practical sense of the word. Is that you've got a player who's our player, who was the former record signing in Nicolas Pepe. Reece Nelson, I wouldn't say he was Bukayo Saka's, I don't know, deputy in that position there. He needs to stay injury free. But for the practical reasons, why can't we use a Nicolas Pepe if a Bukayo Saka gets injured? If we give Bukayo Saka some game time, surely he will save us a lot of money. No?
it,
No.
it could save us a lot of money, but it is a hard one when you look it from all angles. You look at what Pepe brings and what Saka gives you. Generally, there is a drop because you'll want a player who has the fight in him. But due to the fact that we've not been fair to this
Yeah.
player,
Yeah.
sometimes when someone is not fair to you, you also feel let down. There is no morale. At the end of the day, you know that you will never be the number one because Saka gets picked over you. And sometimes Reece Nelson is on the bench ahead of you. And then that kills your confidence. And
Yeah.
coupling that with the price tag, the fan base is also on your neck that you are the record signing and you did not deliver.
Yeah.
That alone kills your morale. That alone kills a player in totality. So Pepe could shine somewhere he has no pressure. If he goes to Besiktas with a lower price tag and a league that has no pressure, I believe he could resurrect there. That is the redemption we are talking about. But we do not have that luxury of time. As we said yesterday, there is no luxury of time to make mistakes. Ateta
Yeah.
wants someone who can defend, someone who can run up and down. And Pepe has, it is not one of his qualities defending.
But
He's forward minded, but you can transformation of Saka. Saka has been a left back, so he understands what defending means. So he could go forward and defend at the same time. But when you have a forward minded kind of transform him, and then you are not giving him playing time, you are being unfair to that player.
yeah, do you know what, Isaac? You brought up some really good points there, and one of which, how would he feel about playing second fiddle to a younger player in Bukayo Saka, who I'm thinking, you are the record sign, you didn't live up to the expectation. Would he really want to play second place to Bukayo Saka? I don't
Actually,
think he'd want to do
third place, third fiddle, because there's Bukayo Saka, there is Reece Nelson ahead of him, and all these players are younger than you are. That kills everything, the whole being of a player, and it is hard. It is hard mentally. Mentally, it depletes a player. From the mental side of it all, it really it crushes you. I was reading somewhere about Ramsdale and his partner, that they his partner miscarried, and
Yeah,
he
yeah,
came out to speak about that, and he was, the manager was confident. He had the confidence in me. He gave me some time to rest, and when I came back, he trusted in me. I was still the number one between the sticks, and that is not the case with Pepe. You see, all that confidence that the manager built in Ramsdale, despite the fact that he made mistakes and cost us games. There are games that I could point out that Ramsdale did make mistakes and he did cost us points. He has not had the same confidence with Pepe.
yeah.
And given the fact that Pepe is very predictable in the way he plays, you see, if he had a little bit of more skill in him, and then you also give the manager something to think about, but you also let yourself down, that you are so predictable. You go one way, you you cannot think of any other way of bypassing a player. You just think of hugging the touchline when your manager wants to be narrow to the goalpost. He wants his front three to be narrow so that they are closer to the goal, and you just hugging the touchline. Even when you are supposed to be narrow, you are supposed to cut inside. It becomes hard for the
It,
manager
it must
and
be
also unfair for the player.
yeah, it must be very, very frustrating for Mikel Arteta, who's trying to coach the player and tell the player over and over again, this is the passage of play. This is what I want you to do. And then come the moment of truth, playing the game, he's not doing anything that the manager's asked him to do. It must be very, very frustrating. So I think by that, we can probably say that he doesn't have any return. But, the report says that he's been training on his own at London Coney with a possibility that he might feature this time round. So it's
Brother Alex, let me be honest with you. When a player starts training on their own,
it's
away from the main squad,
game
there's
over.
nothing like coming back. We've
Okay.
seen the Balogun saga. I've not seen him anywhere, and bids are coming in from all other clubs that they want him, including Chelsea, and I'm like, Chelsea? Wow, what do you want? You see, Alex is like being in a boys' school. In a boys' school, let's say in a junior secondary, you're in a boys' school, and then all of a sudden you transferred to a mixed school where there is a lot of girls, and then you're mingling with each and every girl because you did not have the opportunity in your junior school. That is the Chelsea I'm seeing. They're like buying everybody who's on the market, buying and loaning out, buying and loaning out. And at the end of the day, there are players they will buy and loan out and will never play for the club. And that is
Yeah, yeah,
a waste of resources. So when a player starts playing alone, that is training alone primarily, it is done. Because
okay.
when you train alone, when are you going to learn about the patterns of play? You're supposed to be learning on the patterns. And something I'll say, probably for these players to be playing like you want them to play, you'll have to drill them from the academy. That means then you'll have to invest on your coaching staff from the academy. That is where you grow these talents. There are talents that are natural, yes, but the others that you have got to drill these things into them. If you want players to play like you want, invest in your academy on legends who have been in the club and know the philosophy of the club. And I'm loving what is happening at Arsenal. They brought in players who've been at the club, who understand the philosophy, and then invest from there. And then you will have players who fit the system. And when you are buying, buy from a club that fits the bill. Do not go buying from, okay, you could buy from Burnley, for example, but then if you're buying from Burnley, you're buying a defensive midfielder or a defender because they are defensive minded. If you want someone who's attacking minded, then I'll tell you go to Ajax. It is a good academy for attacking player. Then I'll tell you probably you could go to Barcelona. Those kinds of systems that complement or play the same. You cannot go buying from Everton a striker. He's defensive minded, and you want someone who's attacking minded.
Yeah. Well said, man. Well said. But you know what? Let's go on to the next segment. And actually, you did mention his name. Where is he? Mohammed Kudus. Now, the news I have, brother Isaac, is that West Ham remain in talks to sign Mohammed Kudus, despite having 2 bids rejected for the Ajax midfielder, and are hoping to sign Sevilla striker Yusuf N. Nasiri. But the East London club are working hard to strengthen their attacking options in the final days of the transfer window, and are keen to add both Kudus and N. Nasiri to their squad. So I personally, I can't see Arsenal signing Mohammed Kudus. I think maybe you probably think differently, brother Isaac. I can't see him coming to Arsenal.
It is a 50-50. They could not. The Arsenal signing him depends on outgoings for me.
Yeah.
From this point going forward, anybody that we bring will depend on the outgoings, because we've bought, we've invested, but how much have we offloaded? You remember when Arteta came in, he first had to deal with the problem of a bloated wage bill. If we keep all the players and do not sell, the wage bill will be bloated. And then secondly, he'll have a problem. He'll have a squad that he probably cannot manage. You will not please everyone, and not everyone is up to standard. Some of the players who are still in the squad, for me, are still average players. And you're competing on international floors. You cannot compete with average players on international grounds. You will have to bring in quality players. And that means you must, and mark that, you must float. The problem is, who wants the fringe players? Nobody wants the fringe players. And then that means you will have to probably terminate contracts like he did in his first season. There were contracts that were terminated on mutual agreement that this one has not worked for us, and then we'll have to dissolve this marriage. We dissolve some marriages. And then if we cannot offload, we'll have to dissolve marriages. The problem being, football has become it is for some during the Ian Wright's era, it was out of passion.
Yeah.
But right now, for so many players, it is a business for them. It is money. Most of our players nowadays are money minded.
Yeah.
Very few players are driven by passion. An example I give is Martinelli. I remember when he was signing his contract,
Yeah.
one thing he said, for me, it is not how much, it is
Yeah.
how long. How long? That was his main concern, and I'm made to understand that even his finances, he does not handle his finances. It is his parents who
Yeah.
deal with his finances. So
Yeah.
you get a player like that, and a player who demands more, or a player that says, I'm not going even to half my salary so that I can come to your club. That is where we are. That is
But
where we are.
Brother
Yes,
Isaac,
brother.
I'm glad you spoke about Martin as an example. I did want to ask you a question because I know we spoke yesterday about how Martin, when he came off the pitch, he was not happy, and like you said, it's difficult to keep all 22 squad members happy because they all want to play. They all want to play. But with Martinelli as a perfect example of someone who's very, very young, he's happy with life in London. For him, he just wants to play. But with that slight petulance when he was subbed off, as a manager, would you be happy with the reaction of a player you've asked to come off and clearly you can see he's not happy? Would you be happy with
uh, if that is the first time it is happening, I'll not be worried. But if it is a repeated pattern, then I'll be worried. This is the first time he's reacted like that,
that? Yeah, yeah.
and then I will not be worried. It is the first time. You understand, he wants to play and he wants to win. He wants to fight.
Hmm.
But then we don't know what happens behind closed doors. If he goes and apologizes, of which we will not be told, I'm
Yeah.
sure we will not be informed that he apologized and said, if that is all it took, it is okay. I understand. That one will not come to the media. The media will only pick.
The
He
negatives.
was
Yeah,
not happy.
yeah,
Was
yeah.
not happy. He threw his arms and it was chaos. That will make headlines that it was chaotic. But if he apologizes, it will not come to the media. It's only on these streams like the Canon Fodder we might get such news that he apologized. If that information gets to let's say Canon Fodder,
Hmm.
if it is a repeated pattern, it will be a problem. But it is the first time, and if he understands, and then let the manager know how to manage him, talk to him. It was tactical, and that is what it took to win that game. And then if going forward he understands, if anything of that sort happens, anybody could be subbed, including him.
Yeah,
Nobody is superior.
yeah.
Even Bukayo could be subbed. Let each and every player understand that, and then it will be all merry.
Okay, well said. And the last segment, actually, Brother Isaac, I want to touch on again is about Kai Havertz. Now, this has come from Darren Bent. Now, Darren Bent says he does not understand why Smith Rowe is not getting more minutes for Arsenal. I think there's something going on there. I don't know. I thought Emil would certainly get given an opportunity, but he hasn't. Kai Havertz is almost like Mikel Arteta is trying his hardest to get him in or fit him into the system. And truth be told, Isaac, that's what I see. I see a system that does not fit Kai Havertz and vice versa. Now I know you're going to say the opposite, aren't you?
No, I'll not say it is the opposite. I totally understand. Yes, the system does not fit him. It is true. It is true. He's not used to playing like we play. It is true. The last two games we've not played fluid football like we did last season. It is true. I will not disagree with that. And given the fact that Darren Bent does not understand why Smith does not get more minutes. Smith is primarily a number 10. Smith is a number 10. Let's start from there.
Yeah.
And Havertz is not being played as a number 10. Or actually, we do not have a number 10. We do not. We have 2 number 8s. The only true number 10 remaining for me is Lionel Messi. That is the only true number 10 remaining in the world football, as when I do my analysis. Or the last number 10 we had was Mesut Ozil. That was the last number 10. The last number 10 we had. He's young. Smith is younger, and even in the England squad, he does not feature in the seniors. He's featuring in the under 20,
21s, yeah.
the under 23s, 21s. So he's still young.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah.
And right now, since we are in many competitions, let's wait and see what happens with them, because we are in the Champions League, and believe me, you're not going to play your second best team in the Champions League. You're going to play your best team in the probably when we get into the probably we might see in the Prem.
But
State the Champions League, and we don't get that. Do you want your because games they are not, and like there were stats like the other day that Bukayo Saka has made 86 consecutive appearances.
Yeah.
For his young age. 86. That boy has some machine in him.
But
that
would take a toll on his body. That would take a toll on his young body, isn't it? And we need to be very careful to manage him as well as we need to manage Thomas Partey. But that 86 consecutive appearances, that's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Sure, you could overuse him.
Yeah.
And then when he goes to his 27s, he's done. His football is done.
Yeah.
Done. And then you say that a young gem that disappeared in his prime. You see? Yeah. And we'll make headlines. We'll make and as the media the media knows how to make headlines. We'll have headlines, a young gem that disappeared in his prime. We had headlines on Wilshere, didn't we?
We did.
We had headlines on Wilshere that injuries ruined his career. So let's be careful on how we manage these players, because I believe right now it is Bukayo's number that we do not have someone who can match him.
Yeah.
We have covers, but they cannot match him. What he brings. So if we bring in a Kudus who can match him, and then we could rotate. I love what Pep does. Pep rotates, and you cannot notice the difference in his squad. Yeah. So if what Arteta is trying to do is copy Pep, well and good. If we win, I don't care if they say it is we are playing a Pep system. I don't care. If you play a Pep system and it gives you results, play the Pep system.
As if we have the players. Man City have wealth and depth and quality.
And they did bid for Paqueta.
Yeah.
And there's this player. Is it from Lyon? Is it Lyon or Lille? He's already had his medicals.
Oh right, okay.
He's already had his medicals. I was like, boy, how do you offload without buying? And I'm surprised that he has bought where we were accusing him of not investing. He's invested. He's invested. He's invested. I was like wondering how he could offload Gundogan without a replacement, because Gundogan was very pivotal in his last season. He actually, Gundogan won him some of the trophies single-handedly. That is including the FA, where he scored 2 goals on his own, and the semi-final of the Champions League. He was very pivotal, and I was like, okay, boy, well and good, you've invested. I'm surprised. You were saying that Arsenal have invested good, but I can say up to this point, yes, we've invested good, but do not overlook what Man City has done. They've also have invested, including buying a defender for 76 million, was not a necessity. But right now they are trying to offload, and it's like they have blocked Arsenal from doing business with them, having learned from the Zinchenko and Jesus. Right now, Rodley is heading somewhere else, and there's this guy was at Bayern. We were linked with. We wanted him.
Which guy?
Why am I forgetting his name? Why am I forgetting his name? He went on loan to Bayern. And then he came back, and then right now he's headed to Barcelona, I believe. And Rodri, is it? Yeah, Rodri, not Rodri. I think that Laporte is headed to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
Laporte is headed to Saudi Arabia, and Cancelo. I was looking for Cancelo. Cancelo is headed to Barcelona. You see, we were interested in both players. It was like they have put a block. Let's also learn from that. We sold Van Persie to Man United and he punished us. We sold Giroud to Chelsea and we paid the price. So let's learn from that, and also let's learn to do good business. We've always bought heavily, but we've always had a problem in selling our players. And there's someone who did a video some times back that Edu has had a problem in selling, including at Sao Paulo. He had a problem in selling players. He could not get good monies from selling his players, but he could buy heavily. So I don't know what we'll do and get. I like to see one day that we've sold for 100 million. I've not heard us selling for 100 million, but we bought for 100 million. We had a 76 million incoming previously. So the other clubs that are selling, if Brighton is selling for 100 million, why can't we?
Yeah, but it's the recruitment, though, isn't it? It's the recruitment, and like you said, they buy the players that fit the profile of the club or the system they're trying to develop at the club. So it's about finding the right players that can fit the system. And even if the manager is going to change, you still have the players that can play that system. But it's down to recruitment, isn't it? It's down to recruitment. Brother Isaac, I need to go into the live chat and see who has joined us on this one. Is that okay? Yeah?
Okay, the recruitment. I have my daughter here who's.
All right. That's okay. It's okay. All right. So in the live chat, we've got Emerson, who says, good evening, Alex. Good evening to you. I've got Pesci. Pesci, long time, says, hi, Alex. It's Pesci from Maputo in Mozambique. So say hello to everyone, to my Mozambique friends and family over there. And Emerson says, my only concern on Havertz is that he will pick up silly bookings and can be suspended for one match when he picks up a fifth booking. Is that really a concern about Havertz picking up bookings? I don't think so.
I was watching somewhere. He is he is kind of clever in making falls,
Yeah.
and someone called them tactical falls. He is kind of clever in making those falls, and most of the time he goes unbooked, and I don't understand why. He goes unbooked. Most of the time he goes scot free because ideally he does not make his falls in dangerous positions.
Right. Okay.
That
Okay.
is one thing that he does not make. So he's making falls, but tactical falls, and sometimes you've got to take one for the team.
Hmm. Yeah. 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 Yomi Mike is in the live chat. He says, "Good day, Alex. Good day to you." And Emerson says, "Isaac, if we do not sign Kudus, then it will be Nelson or Pepe could give Saka competition, as I believe rotation is what we need for this season in all positions."
Yes, we need competition, but then for me, Pepe and Reece Nelson are not up to Saka's standard.
Hmm.
If they were up to his standard, then they'll give him competition. But then in this scenario, Saka is almost guaranteed that my quality is top.
Yeah.
I beat them in every aspect.
Yeah.
So he's almost guaranteed in his head. He's like, I'll be picked. I'll always be on the team sheet. But if you have a Kudus or or someone who matches his ability, and then it could give him a, a thought in his mind that if I don't perform better, then someone else can take my place. I'll go back to using Pep as an example. He had Mahrez and Foden in the same position. You take off Foden, you bring in Mahrez. Mahrez causes chaos. You take out Foden and you take out Mahrez and bring Foden. Foden causes chaos.
Yeah.
They are of the same quality. If you have players of the same quality, and then you should you should have players of the same quality and know how to rotate. The important thing is know how to manage your squad, know how to rotate. You could have players of the same quality, but then ending destroy one's career because
Mhm.
there's one you will bench most, and that way you destroy a player's career. But if you know how to rotate and give them playing time, or play one in the Champions League midweek and play the other in the Prem, there you give them confidence, and then you do not kill their career or their morale. You build their morale.
But brother,
So the
you
key
know what?
point is know how to manage. Yes,
Yeah, but
brother.
you know what, brother? I think, and I think that's where Arsenal and Arteta failed last season. I think the lack of rotation uh, played a big part there, as well as players. Maybe they were choking again, getting to the situation where they were on the cusp of winning the first Premier League in almost 20 years. But the lack of rotation, and also as well, we didn't have the depth last season, did we? So those three factors there: the players' inexperience, the manager not rotating, and the depth, in quality. And hopefully this time round, even though I don't believe Arsenal will make a charge that they did last season, but he's got the depth now. He's got the players, so he should rotate.
Sure, he
Like I
does.
said, sorry, go on.
And someone I read a comment somewhere. Uh, Immediately after Tomiyasu's red card,
Hmm.
someone made a comment and saying that all the stars are crying for Tierney to play because first you've got Timber's injury, second you've got Tomiyasu who's not a left back and you're using him at left back, and now he has a red card. That all stars are crying for Tierney to play. From my side, If Tini wants to leave, I will totally understand him because he's been sidelined most of the time. He's not had. Actually, I could say if there's a player who's been done more injustice, is Tini. He's on the bench. He did not go out for a loan move. At least Pepe went out for a loan move, but Tini is on the bench. That even Tomiyasu get picked ahead of Tini, and realistically, he's not even a left back. He's a right back. But we want to defend.
Yeah.
What can we do? If you know that he has a weakness in defending, then complement his weakness by putting someone in front of him who can help him in defending better. Like I said yesterday, if I see Havertz on the team sheet, I was sure that Timber is playing left back. Why? He's complementing his weakness in defending. Because Timber is a good defender, he can cover ground or spaces quickly, and Havertz is more of he's slow, he does not have the pace, and then that way he complements his play. So if Tini cannot invert like you want, then you could play Partey and Rice. So that Rice plays to the left. If Rice plays to the left, and then you could have Tini behind him, and then you could give him more playing time.
Yeah.
But then I'm not the manager at Arsenal. He has his philosophies, and I have mine. And he's got him to where he is at the moment.
All right, listen, we're going to run through these last comments. I do have to wrap up the show within the next couple of minutes, so let's read off these comments there. So God's power, another one, brother, what's happening? For Kai, we should cut him some slack. Rodri and Silva were not good players in their first 20 games for Man City. But today, Rodri is one of the best defensive midfielders in the world today. So let's support him. I completely agree. He will need some time, but maybe I'm basing what I've seen Kai do within the last 3 seasons at Man City, at Chelsea. At Chelsea, and he didn't score more than 14, 15 goals. And that's why I asked the question, what is Mikel Arteta asking Kai Havertz to do? Maybe we're not understanding what his role is supposed to be. Is he supposed to be a number 8? Is he supposed to be a number 9? What is he supposed to be? So maybe we're not understanding there. I've seen some of the stats, but maybe we can't see it because Arteta is not asking to be an out-and-out striker, which he's not. He's not a striker. He's not going to score more than 20 goals for you in one season. But we need to go on. We need to go into live. Another comment here. Oops. Emerson says, Isaac, there are other players from other teams are ahead of Smith Rowe. As I doubt he will get a call up by Southgate, and it's 82, not 86, since Paul Merson in the appearances. All right, so we both got that wrong. So thank you for correcting on that. Boyd says, good evening, Alex. I'm glad to hear that Pepe is back. Saka really needs his cover more than ever. Yeah, I mean, again, 82 consecutive appearances. You know, that's going to take a toll on his young body. You know, I mean, Isaac just said there, come 26, 27, his career could be over if we do not manage him better than we have done. Isaac, we'll come to an end, man.
Thank you, brother. So perhaps the Kai Havertz thing is, let me is like I'm becoming more of a relationship expert. If you had a partner, if you had a partner who portrayed you as a violent person, and you did not have that chance to have your side heard, and then we all see you as a violent partner, and that is what Chelsea did to Havertz. When he was in Bundesliga, he was doing fantastically okay. But when they brought him to Chelsea, they brought him into a system that lowered his standards, a system that exposed his weaknesses, and a system that he did not thrive in. And someone said it's like Arteta is trying so hard so that his signing does not fail. So perhaps if he reinvents Kai,
Yeah.
we will be also giving him applauds that he's done what he wanted to do. But if he sees potential in Kai and he wants to reinvent him, well and good. But also, the key thing, as I'll repeat, is that he should know how to manage his squad, because you can see even the fan base
Yeah.
is pointing out at players who've been done injustice by not getting playing time. But
Yeah.
if he knew how to rotate, then we'll not be having all these
Yeah.
complaints that will not be seeing actually who sat on the bench more. So
Yeah.
let him learn that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, listen, there's one more. There's one more. And that's the last one before we end the show. It's coming from Aldric, one of our contributors. Good afternoon, Aldric. He says Pepe should stay. Reece Nelson is not physically fit, and Saka needs a backup. He needs a backup. Well, listen, brother Isaac, again, back-to-back shows, man. Just like back in the day, innit? Back in the day, man. God, dearie me, man. Anyway, good to have you back on the channel, brother. So that's it. That's it. So I will be back tomorrow. I'm not sure whether brother Isaac will be available, so I might be asking him once we go if he's going to be available. We all have other priorities. I mean, podcasting is not a high priority on my list. I've got other more important things to be doing. But who knows? We might see brother Isaac again tomorrow on the channel. The channel, Cannon Fodder. The channel for Arsenal fans